Rate said it best. Let's give them something to talk about. NYWC, I am the administrator of the NYWC message board, Robert Lottie. April Rain 2015 was a wild and woolly affair. The show kicks off with Angelo Andrews defeating Monster Mac in an opening matchup. Angelo was scheduled to face Boy Diva Rick Cataldo, but I guess he didn't show up. Up next was tag team matches. We saw Indestructible Joey Tell and the Man of Steel Mike Verner defeat A-listers Absolute Alvin Alvarez and Ultimo Maya. After getting the victory, fellow A-listers Jay Red and Kano hit the ring, and it was a 4-on-2 beatdown until Talon made the save, chasing the A-listers out of the ring with a chair. Up next was a Fusion Tournament qualifying match. J-Ro defeated the Product David Starr in a very competitive matchup. These two really gelled in that ring, and what a match that was, and hopefully we will have more of David Starr in NYWC in solo competition. Up next, the Brother Club, Braden Knight and Good Times Only TJ Marconi hit the ring, and Braden's got the microphone, and this is like the second microphone, and I don't know why the microphones keep messing up and dying as the wrestlers are on the microphone or somebody else is using it. I mean, the one ring announcer Jason Linnick used didn't seem to have any problems. In any event, Braden and TJ hit the ring, and Braden's got like bottles of beer. He's pouring them in a garbage can and expressing what he thought of the crowd and what he thought of I guess those on the roster. And eventually, I forgot what he said about JT Kaysen, but then he even called him by his first name. Eventually, Kaysen hits the ring, and finally the match gets underway with Braden. Eventually, ended up in a double countout. Both men were counted outside of the ring, but then Braden and Marconi double-teamed Kaysen to the point where Braden broke a beer bottle over Kaysen's head, causing him to bleed. And Braden went so far to make a remark about Kaysen's late father, and Kaysen was livid that he has challenged Braden Knight to a pub crawl brawl at Fusion on Saturday night, May 30th. Not sure what the rules of that match are going to be, and I don't know if Braden will be accepting the challenge. But it sounds like a hardcore mess of some sort, I suppose. Up next, we saw Starlets in action in a three-way match as Willow Nightingale defeated Chrissy Rivera and Brooke Danielle. Willow got the win and offered a handshake to Chrissy, but Chrissy attacked her, and then Brooke joined in on the beating, and Brooke and Chrissy left the ring together, and I don't know if they're going to have a tag team name for themselves, or if this will lead up to the next Starlet show on Friday, May 29th, if it's still happening. Up next was another Fusion Tournament qualifying match as the FBI's Tony Mamaluke defeated the Grim Reaper with an assist from Great Bambino. Wait, is it CJ Antonino? CJ Bambino? I'm not sure his ring name. I know he was in NYWC a few years back. And it was intermission time at that point. I saw some people. Who did I see at intermission? Oh yeah, I can't remember who it was though. But back to the action as we saw Sammy Pickles defend the Starlet Championship against Jay Red, and at one point Pickles dived to the floor and she ended up landing on us in the front row, and that could have been a deadly situation. We all got knocked out of our chairs. But eventually Pickles picked up the win to retain the Starlet Championship. Up next, Milk Chocolate to come out, and they were offered to pick their opponents for the night, and they picked Flawless and Lawless, Rex Lawless, the Desolate One, and Flawless Blake Morris to face for the Tag Team Championship. And the match was on, but then the Lariat DJ Hyde attacked Blake Morris, and he also attacked Rex. And as a result, Flawless and Lawless were declared the winners on a disqualification. Milk Chocolate still the tag team champions. Up next, No Fear Mike Mondo defeated the Greek god Papa Don to retain the Fusion Championship. Very good matchup by these two men. They really meshed well. Damn it, I forgot to mention this. The show actually, before the matches got underway, the Devil's Outlaw Stockade hits the ring with Crusher Dugan and Brian Vitko. And Stockade was talking about the Big O, but then he noticed someone in the crowd holding up a sign that said, "Eat, sleep, eat, repeat." And Stockade took the sign from this guy, ripped it up, and this particular fan decided to pie-face Stockade, and the Outlaw lost it, doing a number on this poor bastard, and eventually most of the roster had come out. Shane came out, and security ended up showing this kid the door, and eventually, I think after the second matchup, Jason Linick announced that the management apologized for what happened, and they said that Stockade had been ejected from the building. However, it was then announced Stockade would be replaced in the main event by the demonic juggernaut Apollyon. The main event saw Apollyon and hipster heartthrob Casanova Valentine take on the Stallion Anthony Lacerra and the Big O. Unfortunately, this ended in a no contest because Stockade managed to get back in the building through the back door, and he assaulted O and Lacerra with chairs. Eventually, I think, I don't know who had them, but someone brought out two pairs of handcuffs, handcuffed Big O to the bottom rope as Lacerra got decimated by Stockade, Apollyon, Valentine, and I think that was pretty much it from those guys. And then Stockade, I forgot what he said to Big O. He called him by his real name, and he ended up calling Casanova by his real name at one point. But yeah, eventually, after the Deadly Sinners left the ring, Big O was unhandcuffed, and O yelled "Stockade." So that was quite a shocking moment right there. Well, it's personal notes time. Great sitting with my favorite NYWC Jessica. Great seeing Charlie and Josh. Oliver and Chris, even though I get to say hello to you guys. Sarah and her grandfather. Greg, unfortunately, didn't make the show. Who else I remember seeing there? Oh, James McGrady, David Poppy, Louis B. Montenby Tamiso. Nice meeting Griffin Brown? I think that's his last name. Who else could I remember we saw? Nice seeing Jim Lundis. Dawn. Shane, of course. Neil. Jimmy. I forgot who else I remember seeing at this event. Wow. Crowd was a little up from Aftermath, but what does it really take to get people to come to NYWC anymore? I mean, I remember there was a time when the Sportatorium would be packed from time to time, and I really wish I could find a way to bring more fans. I mean, I did bring up to John Curse one time about maybe doing a bus trip for those in the New York City area that don't drive, but I'm sure it would cost money to rent a bus, and enough interests would have to be garnered for that to happen. Let's see. Well, here's some memorable quotes. "Lottie, control your woman!" Crusher Dugan when he noticed Jessica dancing. "She's not mine," me in response. Let me see. I guess, well, here's my wish list for Fusion on Saturday night, May 30th. Well, as it looks like, it could be JT Casey against Bray Knight in a pub crawl brawl. Big O defend the title against Stockade. Milk Chocolate face Flawless and Lawless, and DJ Hyde and a partner in a three-way match for the tag belts. I'd like to see Joey Tell, Mike Verna, and Talon against Alvin Alvarez, Ultimo Maya, and Kano. Dang it. Can't remember who else I can think of here that I remember and all. Let me see. What else you got? Oh, boy. Oh. Ah, okay. Well, there was karaoke at the after party at Twisted Shamrock, and kudos to Stockade TJ Marconi for singing the Backstreet Boys' "Quit Playing Games with My Heart." I forgot who was singing with them. Got to sing Stone Temple Pilots' "Interstate Love Song." I was hoping DJ Brent had "Unglued," but he didn't. And also got to sing the Bee Gees' classic "How Deep Is Your Love." Do want to dang. Shoot. Wow. Damn. Oh, another memorable quote from somebody. "Where's the mirrors?" This one lady that was sitting 2 seats away from me when she saw the smoke every time go by every time someone came to the ring for their match. I don't know if I mentioned it, but nice seeing Jim Lundis. Dang it. Well, wonder why some talent have not been on the shows lately. Like, either they weren't booked or weren't available. But I just hope everyone will be back for Fusion on Saturday, May 3rd, since it's the second biggest show of the year. Well, I do have to say, I've got seeing Steve Forge. So I guess that'll do it. And NYWC rules.